So we've truly made it to the end of the year. Tomorrow we kick off a new year, and that means today is my final Blu-ray haul of the year. I gotta say, this has been a great year for me. So much of that is because my wife had a baby a few months back. That's awesome. And the other part is because the channel has just taken off, and that is so much because of you wonderful people liking, watching, commenting, sharing, subscribing, all of that fun stuff that has made the channel grow. Truly, thank you, thank you. If you're new to one of these Blu-ray hauls, they're a little bit different from my normal videos. Normally I try and move real fast, jump cut all around, all that fun stuff. This one, however, it's a little bit slower paced. It's all about my personality shining through as I talk about the fun things that happened over the last month. I actually had a video where I was shooting one of these where a bat flew into my window. All sorts of crazy things can sometimes happen when I make these videos. One announcement, or two announcements real quick before we get started. In January, I'm going to be doing my full Blu-ray collection video. So that'll be in a couple of weeks, my full Blu-ray collection. A bunch of you have been asking about that. One final announcement. Tomorrow, I will be doing my video where I rank every movie that I saw in 2018. Every 2018 new release that I saw in 2018 will be ranked in this one. It's going to be like 88 movies. It's going to be a live stream. The live stream will be at 1 p.m. Central Time. 1 p.m. Central Time on January 1st. It'll be like 3 hours long. I'm just going to try and go through everything I did. It's going to be a blast. Hopefully a ton of you can join me. And with that said, let's get started about talking about my pickups from the month of December. And we'll kick it off with a fun one. So Dolph Lundgren has been having a great couple of months. So big 80s action star, Rocky IV, Masters of the Universe. And then, he's kind of been doing direct-to-video stuff for a while besides the Expendables movies. And then he shows up in Creed 2 as well as Aquaman. And so I went into December in a Dolph Lundgren mode. So I bought the coolest one that I bought this year. And it's a European copy of The Punisher. So he was The Punisher back in 1989. And what makes this copy so cool is that it has the work print. Like, it has the version of it when they were still, hadn't put all the final polish on it. It's not like even the director's cut. It's even before the director's cut, this work print as they were trying to piece everything together on it. I mean, it's an interesting one. Like, the interview with Dolph Lundgren in this is him in the gym. It's like the camera crew just ran up to him as he's pumping iron. He like wipes the sweat off with a towel, and then they just start asking him questions. And so likewise, the interview with the writer-director for it, similarly, it's just like him sitting in a movie theater. So this was a really cool pickup. The movie itself, it's not for everyone. It's an 80s action movie based off of a comic book character that's basically an 80s action movie. And so it's not for everyone. It's a little bit dated, but I'm in a Dolph Lundgren mood. And to tease something that's coming in May, I might be planning on ranking all 50 plus Marvel movies after Endgame comes out. That might be coming in the future. So I'm starting to work through all of these movies, and I've already made it through about 10, 15 of them. Next up, a movie that came out this year, maybe the most divisive movie that's come out this year, Venom. I cannot tell you how divided people are on this film. In my comment section, there's just so many, why wasn't Venom on your worst list? And then so many other people, why wasn't it on your best list? I'm like, hey, I had fun with it, but it is a messy movie. It has issues, but it's still a ton of fun. And so I actually went out to go buy it the day it came out. Some of that is my son's really into Venom, and he can't watch the whole movie, but I can show him little sequences in it and stuff like that, tease him, because he's just so into the character right now. He's way more into Venom than he is into Spider-Man, and so that was fun. So I picked it up. As much as I've talked trash about it, which I wouldn't say trash, I wouldn't say I've hated on it, but I've strongly criticized the aspects of this movie that I think rightfully belong to be criticized. I really did have fun with it, and it's a movie that I was like, I want to rewatch this. I'm excited to rewatch this. Maybe I'll like it a little bit more. Maybe some of the issues won't bother me so much. Next up, because Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came out, well, this guy right here, because that movie came out, I knew I was going to be re-ranking the Spider-Man movies as well as the Spider-Man villains. Next year, I'll re-rank the Spider-Man after we get Spider-Man Homecoming 2, or I guess Spider-Man Far From Home, as it's called. But since I was going to be talking about Spider-Man movies in my videos, I had to refresh myself, and I realized I didn't have 4 of the movies on Blu-ray yet, and these really are movies. Even the ones that I trash and I talk bad about, I rewatch them all the time. Especially now with kids, it's fun to like. It's easy to put in Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2, watch them with your kids. There's so much more fun watching them with your kids than in my own. So then the funny one is, so I was trying to order this one on Amazon, and ended up going with the Blu-ray 3D edition. Now, I don't have a 3D TV. I don't have a 3D Blu-ray player, but because it has the 3D discs in it, most people didn't buy this version of it off Amazon. So this was like $5 cheaper than the normal one that has the Blu-ray, the DVD, and the HD, but you'll just get an extra disc with it, $5 cheaper. So it's like $8 or something, like $7-8. Ridiculously cheap for getting 4 different copies of the movie. But yeah, pick this one back up. It's the one that I have the most issues with and I'm most frustrated by because I think it could have been really good. I love the chemistry of the cast. I think the director has potential. And then there's just so many dumb things about it. The other one I picked up in there that you saw was the Raimi trilogy. I didn't have any of these on Blu-ray somehow. Like, I'm huge fan of these ones. If you've seen my rankings, like these ones score very high up on my list. And so I don't know why I didn't have it. And I went to go watch them and I pull out my DVD case of Spider-Man and the movie disc is missing somewhere in time. And then I put in Spider-Man's 2 disc and it's scratched to pieces. And I like, okay, this is an easy one. So picked this setup and have watched through all these ones. Next pickup of this month. This is a bit of a cheat. Sort of. But, so I went to church a couple weeks back, and someone gave me this. The Star Trek The Next Generation Motion Picture Collection, which is all the Star Trek The Next Generation motion pictures on Blu-ray. They handed this to me, goes, hey, we felt we should finally return this to you. Just handed it to me, and I grabbed it, goes, thanks so much. And then I looked at it, I was like, do I own this? Like, is this mine? And I went back to them. I was like, I don't think this is mine. They're like, no, it's yours. It's been 4 years. So you probably forgot because it's been so long. You probably bought it. Next day you lent it to me and then you haven't seen it ever since. But yeah, this is yours. I swear to you. I still don't remember this. I don't remember ever owning this. So from my perspective, this is a new acquisition. All of these Star Trek The Next Generation movies, I now have all of them and they can go in my collection right over here. So there you go. There you have it. Maybe it's not really a new edition. Maybe I'm forgetting. Maybe they're supposed to give it back to someone else and they gave it to me. I'll take it as a new one. Next up, we got a new M. Night Shyamalan movie coming out in a few weeks that is the sequel to 2 different M. Night movies, so I thought I'd pick up one of those movies, Split. I enjoyed this movie, and my mind was blown with the big twist reveal stuff at the very end of the movie, and I've been very excited for Glass coming out very shortly. It's number 3 on my most anticipated of the year. So part of that is that I want to rank all the M. Night movies when Glass comes out, and part of that is that I just need to rewatch this movie and I didn't own it, so I went and picked this one up. So very excited to see. I actually haven't seen it since the theater. I think I saw it a couple times in the theater and haven't since then. So very excited to see how it holds up. What do I think about it with a little bit more time to process it? But yeah, and hopefully that ranking will come out right after the movie comes out. Next one, we've got Teen Titans Go to the Movies. This one's another one of those very divisive ones down in the comment section because it's a very obnoxious series, very loud, obnoxious, and the movie is loud and obnoxious, but I think it's pretty clever. It's pretty witty. It has something to say. It has a lot of fun to be had, sending up the comic book genre, especially DC heroes, but there's even a little bit of Marvel and Stan Lee humor in there as well. So I thought it really worked, but other people, they just see the obnoxious. In some of it, I even wonder with some of the people trashing it in the comment section if they've even seen it or if they've only seen the TV show. Because of the way they comment on it, they don't actually have a criticism. They're just like, this is garbage. How could you have it so high on your list or whatever? Which, if you haven't seen it, then you can't comment like that. So I picked this one up, and I've actually watched it 2 times in the last 2 weeks because I have kids, and it still holds up for me as a movie that has a wit, intelligence, some clever jokes that actually make me laugh, and like stuff that you quote along. Like I've had a grown man quote some stuff in this movie to me and stuff like that, where it's like, it's not just my kids that are going Slade and stuff like that. It's legitimately a movie that has some stuff that connects with people. So it's a fun little pickup. And my final pickup of the month, another one of my favorites of the year, will be Mission Impossible Fallout, and I got the nice steelbook, cool case and everything on this one. It was a little bit cheaper than they normally are when they first come out, and so I was very happy. I guess, I don't know how long this movie's been out. I'm not sure, but it was a price that I liked. Normally the steelbooks scare me off because they're over $30, and I'm not going to do that normally. This one, however, was cheap enough that I went for it. Rewatched it. My wife hadn't seen it. She hadn't seen it in theater because she was very pregnant when this movie came out. So I went with a buddy of mine, loved it, picked it up, watched it with her. The movie ended, and it's like midnight. And she goes, all right, can we watch it again, or can we put on another Mission Impossible movie? That movie was great. So I was like, that's good that she really enjoyed this one. So did I. It held up great. My couple issues with it are even more prominent watching it the second time, but in the scheme of things, they're very minor. So there you have it. There is my latest pickup. Remember to come back on tomorrow. Come back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central Time for my live stream of all of the 2018 movies that I saw. It's going to be 3 hours long. It's going to be an absolute blast. Thank you so much for talking movies with me this year, for watching, subscribing, all of that fun stuff. I really do mean it. And let's keep talking movies too much in 2019.